This is why time moves slower at your feet than at your head. Imagine you're standing perfectly still with your feet flat on the floor and your head directly in line with your hips. From this perspective, it might seem like time is moving normally. But if you were to slightly tilt your head back and look at your feet, you would notice that they appear to be moving in slow motion. And the further back you tilt your head, the slower your feet seem to move. So why does this happen? Well, it all has to do with the way our brains process visual information. You see, when we look at something, our brain uses a process called motion parallax to help us understand how fast that thing is moving. Basically, as an object moves closer to us, it appears to move faster. And as an object moves further away from us, it appears to move slower. For example, if you're in a car and you see a tree branch moving towards you, it will seem to be moving very quickly. But if you look at the background of the car, say a billboard, it will seem to be moving much more slowly. This is because our brain is able to tell that the tree branch is much closer to us than the billboard is, and therefore it must be moving towards us at a faster speed. The same thing happens when you tilt your head back and look at your feet. Because when we tilt our heads back, we are essentially looking at our feet from a further distance, just like looking at the background of a car. So our brain starts to process the visual information in the same way. It begins to think that our feet are much further away from us than they actually are, which means that they must be moving towards us at a much slower speed. And because our feet are the parts of our body that are closest to the ground, the effects of gravity are most noticeable there. That's why it seems like time slows down at your feet. But what's really interesting is that we don't experience this phenomenon with our eyes or ears. So why is that? Well, it has to do with the fact that our eyes and ears are located on the sides of our head, which means that they are roughly in the same plane as our mouth and nose. This makes it difficult for our brain to use motion parallax to tell how fast these features are moving relative to each other. But because our feet are located directly below our body, it's easy for our brain to compare their movement to the rest of our body and determine that they are moving slower. So the next time you find yourself standing still, tilt your head back and take a look at your feet. You might be surprised at just how much slower they seem to move than the rest of you. Thanks for watching.